Hi, hello. I'm here to share my mind, and I'm going to do it using a subject from somebody's life, one of the people who I know, one of my friends. And sometimes I bring my personal example, sometimes it is example of somebody else, because this is this is what is important. What happens in life, what experience we can learn from it. We don't have to have only our personal experience always, because experience hurts. Often experience hurts, but then we can learn something from it. But we can also see how it hurts the other, understand, know already hurting is not very pleasant, and then learn from there instead of getting our own traumas. So why I speak about that? Because this is not the subject, this is the pre-word, preface. I want to ask you, in every video when I share my mind, when I give some advice, give an example based on my life or life of somebody else, try to see how it applies to you, because we don't have our own unique life, our own unique experiences. Life is in general all the same for everyone. We all face same mistakes, same obstacles, same difficulties. We all strive for the same, for happiness, for calmness, for, I don't know, like for positive. We go for positive and we suffer from, as we say, negative. So then, here in any mind sharing that I'm doing here, see, I'm sure there is something useful that you can find for your own life. Otherwise, watching without this attempt to find something useful for yourself will be pure, as I said already in one of the videos or wrote in one of my posts on the blog, shaking the air. You would just shake the air, nothing else. It will be just like gossiping. And gossiping will be from your side, because what I'm telling is not about what happened to whom, but what experience is there and what we can learn. With this, I come today to share the situation which happens to my friend who moved to another country. She's also like from my country, Belarusian, and she moved to live to a foreign country, and she doesn't know the language of the country. She moved because she got married, same like me. I'm married here to a Swiss. She got married also to someone, and with that person, they speak, with her husband, they speak uh, English. English. Well, so she moved in with him just half a year ago, and before that she had visited a couple of times, but it wasn't regular, so she never happened to learn the language. She took some courses back at home in Belarus, so she got some introduction into the language, but not more than that. And now, after half a year, when he started already seeing, looking for her, what she can do, how she can promote herself in this life, to start working, also help the family budget, he understood that English won't be enough and she needs the language of the country to work. And then she needs to learn it. She does some things, she does some handcrafts which she tries to sell, but of course that is not enough as a salary. That is enough as a self-occupation, and very nice, but he also wants that she contributes in the family budget. Well, she's not against that, but the problem now is the language. So he offered her to take a course, intensive course. There is just a course where you go and take classes half a day since the morning till midday every day, like every working day, Monday, Friday. And then the intensive is when you can have 3 more days classes after midday. Well, they paid more for that. Now she's in the half run of that course, and the course is just only 3 weeks only. You understand? So I myself, as I love languages, I learned French when I understood that I would move here to French part of Switzerland. I started learning French. Yet back at home in Belarus, when I was waiting for my visa confirmation, And I love languages, so for me it wasn't an issue. And still I don't work, I'm a housewife. My husband permits this to me. You see, it's not because you do this, then you succeed to do that. Like in her situation, her husband doesn't agree that she stays as a housewife and she needs a language. I know the language. My husband doesn't persist on that. He appreciates my contribution at home and he sees that I'm busy with my projects, with what I do and develop at home. I develop myself, first of all. So for her, it became a problem, and he has expectations that as soon as she graduates from 3 weeks course, language course, she would already know the language sufficiently to get a job. Well, that was an illusion. Now he understands this. He sees that she doesn't really progress. She tells him how the classes go, what the teacher does, and there is no real learning. They just have situations where they can just discuss one with the other. Everybody who doesn't know the language, they can discuss together, trying to speak the language. Well, this is a push. This is good when you have some basic knowledge. But that is not enough, especially during 3 weeks. So now they have kind of this inconvenience of arguments one with the other when the illusions of both are broken. Well, she shares this with me. She tells me, and I'm her friend, and I try to support her, and I say, yeah, the situation is not pleasant. But also, I'm that type of friend. I have that type of personality who is straightforward, and I like to see in the depth, and I consider it important to speak about the truth of happening. Otherwise, it is just air shaking if we just speak about something which changes nothing. So I shared my mind with her, and this is why I came also to share it with you, because I believe at this point I remind you that I asked you to try to benefit from every video, every mind sharing, not only mine, also others. Even if people are sharing their mistakes, also learn from that. So in this particular case, please see how you can apply it for yourself, because this is what I'm bringing you. So I want to tell you that she feels now frustrated, she feels stressed, because he understood she is not progressing, and he understood that she wouldn't be able to get a job immediately. So he is unsatisfied. Actually, he is unsatisfied with the course, but of course, unconsciously, this is how we act, he blames her, and she feels guilty. So what is important here, what I told to my friend, my nose is itching, there is this sensation. So what I told her, that of course I feel sorry for her that she is now in this situation that's not easy because she is fully dependent on him, but she wouldn't feel stressed if she had invested enough, which she didn't. She didn't agree to take my proposal when I just offered her to follow my example, that when I understood I would need French, I started listening YouTube videos. I found videos where you have words or a combination of words, phrases pronounced with the translation into English, which is also pronounced. Like this, I remember myself, I was yet living in Minsk, and I was helping my mom to hang the curtains, standing there like this with my hands stretched, arms stretched. And I was listening to phrases in French. And this wouldn't give you the knowledge of the language, but this would create the basis upon which you can then add up all your further learnings. I mean, whatever you learn after, you will be able to recollect already in your mind some of the words or phrases, and they will give sense to you, even if before you listen to them like a monkey. Well, listening to that, you can do any activity. While sometimes there are other videos where you have to read the translation, well, also devote some time to that, because you need to integrate in the country, not because you need as the opinion of the society, as the opinion of your husband or whoever, just because you need personally for yourself. If you make efforts moving to another country, starting new life at the age of like 40, around that, then you need to make effort, you need to understand what is necessary. Well, but that is only one thing, that she didn't learn enough, so she doesn't have enough result. But I want to speak about something bigger than that. What is bigger? Bigger is how she feels. She feels stressful because he kind of blames her and he says, what will we do now we can't be looking for another course because it will be another financial investment and this is too much for us, we can't do that. Well, probably they can also do that, but he's frustrated, he exaggerates now, and she feels guilty. She feels guilty because she didn't invest enough. Not only that she didn't invest enough to know the language, she didn't invest enough to feel confident that what depends on her, she does. This is actually what saves us. This is what creates the foundation, not only for language. Language is less important here. Important is the life situation, that she appeared to be irresponsible. If we take responsibility into our hands and we direct ourselves to live consciously, doing something which is necessary, then no matter whoever says what, no matter whatever they say, we will not feel guilty, because we will know that I did it, I invested into it, it is also important for me, and whatever is happening is the result of my doing, but also of the life, because I'm not the only one making life happen. Life happens by itself. Actually, I'm not the one who makes life happen. Life happens, but life happens due to the laws of, at this basic level, let's say, of our contribution. Whatever you contributed, life will make sure that it will go in the right direction. Well, then she wouldn't be stressed, then she wouldn't be feeling bad and guilty. So now what I recommend her is to understand first of all this, and to start making effort for whatever she likes, whatever she doesn't. She told me before, when I recommended her to listen to those audios, that she doesn't understand anything and this irritates her, so she prefers not to. Well, then she preferred to stay in the zone of comfort. Now she's out of it. Then I recommended her to start thinking really how she can catch up with the language. This is one thing. And another thing, here it's not only about the language, it's very much about the relationship. Life brings experience. She got married. She is no more living on her own karma, on her own decisions, on her own likes and dislikes. She is now combined with the team, this is a teamwork. She is combined with the team participant who she chose. It's not our parents, it's not our in-laws who we don't choose, they come in the package, like we are born with parents and the in-laws come in the package, but we do choose our spouse. And then our life will reflect to us something coming from this specific person. Life, married life, is not just for illusions of, she had illusion of being happy with her husband, he had illusion that she would integrate quickly, and they both had illusions, and the relationship was built upon illusions. This is why now they are suffering, they are going through this frustration. So now is the time to understand and learn. Now she should see that she is married. There is no more do as I want. And I know there is like this feminist movement which would contradict, which would be not happy about what I say. But I'm saying this not to just follow blindly as a sheep the power of the man, to show that I'm just powerless, and not at all. I'm not comparing that. I'm not suffering from that. I'm not having my lack of confidence to start comparing that. I made a video just that stop comparing yourself to others. this is not real to compare ourselves to others. So also here, I don't compare a woman to a man. I just speak about the relationships. In the relationships, we are two, a woman and a man. And a woman is there to have her own experience, her life experience of recognizing her ego through connection with her husband, because now she can abandon her own desire to do like this, not to do like that. She can say now to her husband, I'm sorry, my dear, I see the situation is really shitty. I want to have our relationship, I want to have our life going well. So I see that, yeah, I didn't succeed with the language. What can I do now? If only we could know. It was him who chose the classes, the intensive classes. It was him who believed these classes are good. But she doesn't have to point this out. She can say, if only I had known, if we had known that these courses wouldn't be so helpful, we would act differently. But now this is what it is. What can I do now? And at that moment, she should be ready to hear his proposal. Like this, she shares a responsibility because they are a family. She shares a responsibility with him for what is happening now, and she asks his advice, but she should be ready to follow because she is there to practice her life in the role of a woman, of a wife. So she can see her ego. Oh no, I don't believe this idea, what he is offering now. He tells me to watch movies, I don't understand. Do it. Even if you don't understand movies, just do it for your husband. Like this, at least, you will practice being a wife, being somebody who recognizes herself not completely independent all by herself, but suddenly somehow married to this person. What for? Do it for him. Listen, watch movies that you don't understand. Invest into that. If it doesn't improve your language, at least it improves the basis of how you feel. Maybe it improves the relationships, but more than anything else, it improves your own feeling that you contribute, you try every way, and if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. But I'm doing it, I'm living it, I'm responsible for my life. This is what I wanted to share. I did it a bit too long, 17 minutes. Okay, then goodbye. Quickly, goodbye.